Aperture allows you to get really creative with your photos, and in this video I'm going to share with you how. Aperture controls two things. First of all, how much light is coming into your camera, and secondly the depth of field, which is about how much area in your image is in focus. First of all, let's talk about light. You have blades in your lens and they can either open up to let in lots of light into the camera, or they can narrow down to restrict the amount of light coming in. Aperture is measured in f-stops. You have small f numbers like 1.8 that let in lots of light, and then you have big f numbers like f32 that narrow down the amount of light that's coming in. And it's up to you to decide which one to use. Sometimes with photography, numbers can have the opposite meaning of what you think they would mean, so it's about trying to find a way to make those numbers make sense. So with a small number, it's big amount of light, and with a big number, it's a smaller amount of light. Aperture also controls the depth of field, which is about how much area in your image is in focus. If you use a small f number, there's going to be a very small area in focus, and if you use a big f number, you're going to have lots of area in focus. When you change your aperture, this is the thing that allows you to get so creative with your photos, and it's about just making the decision. So when you go to take photos, really think to yourself, what is it that I want to achieve with my image here? At one end of the scale, you could use an aperture of f1.8, and if you were to focus on my eyes, then it might mean that my ears are actually out of focus. So there's a very small area in focus here. Also, when you use a small f number, you're bringing in lots of light into your image. So if you're in a dark room, then you might want to use a small f number to maximise the amount of light that's coming into your image. At the other end of the scale, if you were to use a big f number, like of f22, then that's going to restrict the amount of light that's going to come into your image, but it also allows you to have images that are sharp from the front to the very back. If you're doing a landscape image where you maybe have something of foreground interest, but then there's mountains in the background as well, you want your image to be sharp right from the foreground all the way to those mountains. You want them to be in focus, so that's where you want to use a big f number. With aperture, it is really about making that creative decision. Do you want to have a small area in focus, in which case you would use a small f number, or do you want to have a big area in focus, and that's where you would use your big f number. I'm Anne Johnson, and I would love to help you take control of your camera and unleash the creative that I know is within you. Remember to subscribe for updates.